don't know whether you can hear me or not. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. Just bear with me. Okay, I think I've got it. If there's anybody out there, can you please make a comment and let me know if this is working? Okay, looks like we're working. Thanks, Pam. Hi, this is Shel Anderson. I'm from Shel's Creative Corner. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com. I would like to thank you for joining me here today. This is our Saturday Facebook Live. And I decided that today we were going to play with a product that we've pretty much forgot about. It's called the Christmas Time is Here Designer Series paper. And it's not in any catalog, but it is still available. And it is, let me show you. There is a sample of every pattern in the pack. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, Early Espresso, Poppy Parade, Whisper White, and of course the gold foiling. And that's a carryover. That's item number 152154. And that's what we're going to be basing our 3 cards on today. A little bit ago I posted the supply list, so if anybody's stamping with me and I'm going too fast, just let me know. We are going to be using some shimmer paint today, and let me just pull this out of the book. I've actually done a sampler with the paints that I have, and they look like this. They are in our annual catalog, and it's just, this one is called Champagne Mist. Pardon me. And that's these samples across the top. The green, the black, and the white. And I don't know if you can see all that gorgeous sparkle. And how I made that is I just took, which one is this? That's gold. I just took a Stampin' Spritzer. You can buy these empty, and I put in 6 drops of the shimmer paint and filled it up with alcohol and gave it a shake. And this is what it looks like on the different cardstocks. This is fabulous anytime, because who doesn't like a little bit of sparkle, but especially at the holiday season. So I thought you guys might like to have a little play with that. And also on my last Facebook Live, we were talking briefly. We made these cards at our last Facebook Live. We were talking about this gorgeous balmy blue glimmer paper. Well, I was talking at the time about the black, and that I didn't have it, but I had ordered it. Well, I got it. It's in the Halloween section on page 153. The item number for that is 153518, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to play with that one too. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you. And let's put this stuff out of the way, and we are going to get started with our first card. So card number 1 has a card base in Mossy Meadow that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then we are going to have our card liner, which is Whisper White 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm simply going to put that right inside my card now. That way it is out of the way. And I'm just going to center that up as best I can, making that straight. Okay, next is our Designer Series paper layer. Now I'm going to preface this before we go any further. My intention for this card was to be a simple card, a stepped up card, and a kind of over the top card. But I had problems because this stuff is just so gorgeous. It was really hard just to keep it simple. So my apologies, it's not going to be super simple because I just couldn't stop. But you'll see what I mean. Okay, so this DSP is 4 by 5.25, and I chose the one that has the roses, and there's a few gold roses on here as well. You can choose whichever one you want. And if you don't have this paper, use what you have. Use I suggested that perhaps you could use the poinsettia petals. If you don't have that, just use what you have. And in my directions, I had suggested we were going to use gold foil. However, I switched mine to cardstock because I had used this for my greeting mat, and the foil just got lost. So basically this is a 1-inch piece by 4-inch piece of cherry cobbler, which I chose that color right out of the DSP. And then I ran that through the subtle embossing folder just to put some texture on there. So we're going to put this across the middle of our of our DSP. And we're just going to trim off any excess. There we have it. Okay, so this in turn is going to get mounted flat right on our card front. Oops, I almost put that in the water. All right, so this one as well, try to get your margins even. There we go. Okay, pretty simple so far. Okay, so then I told you that we needed to have 2 die cuts or punches that will layer to give a tag and a tag mat. Well, I chose this one from the Ornate Layers dies. These are absolutely gorgeous. There's 8 different dies in this pack, and I thought I was trying to match the gold in the DSP, and check that out. Like, wow, it's amazing. But before we go any further on that, we're going to pull in our Stamparatus, and we are going to bring in our tag layer. I should have told you where that's from. That's from the Stitched Rectangles. I have a ton that aren't on the magnet because I use these all the time. Well worth the investment. I think that's probably my most used set. Okay, let's get the tag straight on there. And the greeting I am going to use, I think, was from In the Pines. Now, if you want this to be a Christmas card, you can use the Season's Greetings. If you want it to be just an everyday occasion card, you can use Thinking of You. I think I'm going to use Thinking of You. Now, we all have tons of different greetings in our craft rooms. Choose the one for an occasion that suits you. Those photopolymer guys are very sticky. I knew that was going to happen. All right, let's try this again. Okay, we're good. Okay, like I said, we're going to use some Memento black ink. And anybody who's here who was watching on Wednesday night, I was telling you about my grandson waiting for his test results for COVID. I am extremely happy to announce that he is clean and clear. Sorry about getting my big head in the camera. I dropped my cleaning cloth. All right. So now we simply have to put this card together. And I will just move this stuff out of the way. And we will then bring our card back in and finish assembling. Okay, so now I need to attach my tag to my matte layer. And I want to caution you girls, when if you're using the foil, be really careful, because once you put glue on foil, you are done for. The only way that you can get it off, and you have to be really careful, is either use a little bit of alcohol on a tissue or a little bit of one of those little alcohol prep pads. Those are your choices, but you have to be really, really careful when you're using those, that you don't rub too hard and rub the finish off your foil. Yes, I'm using lots of dimensionals. You know me. All right. We will get the backs off of these. And we will get this down on our card front. And I'm just going to put it off to one side, just a titch, because I want to put a bow on the other side. Maybe not. I'm rethinking this. Before I push this down, I kind of like that. All right, I'm committed. All right, we are going to pull in a couple of glue dots. And this gold ribbon I've chosen is from the Boho Indigo. Oh, I don't even know what it's called. It's at the front of the annual catalog. It is Boho Indigo Product Medley. It is a whole suite of products that comes with DSP, stamp set, dies, papers, die cuts, ribbons. It's fabulous. And this is one of the ribbons that comes in that set, if you were wondering what this is all about. And the only way you can get this one is by purchasing that product medley. And let me tell you, you will not be sad if you do that. It's fabulous. All right, we're just going to trim our tails. Now you can see what I mean when I said that, yes, it's a simple card, but by adding the gold and the ribbon, it just stepped it up a little bit. And I also have these gold glitter dots, but I'm not going to use them on this card. I'm going to use them on another card. I'm going to just kind of leave this one as is. So there we have our so-called simple card. All right, card number 1. Let's set that one aside. And I will find my desk again, and we will get started on card number 2. Check out this, ladies. Do you do this? Take your DSP. I just had a little piece left, and what I did is I just put Tombow on my envelope flap, glued this on, gave it a good press, and then I just flipped it over and trimmed around. And then there you have it. When somebody gets their card, isn't that pretty? All right. So, card number 2. Your card base is basic black, 8.5 by 5.5. That one's scored at 4 1/4. Then we are going to have a piece of DSP, which is 3 by 4. You can use whatever side you want, but I'm kind of partial to the gold. A piece of gold ribbon, and I've used the same boho indigo ribbon. And then we are going to need 2 pieces of whisper white. One is 4 by 5 1/4, which is for the card front, and one is 3 3/4 by 5 for the inside of the card. And then you need to cut from your DSP, cut one of the large floral images, or one, if you're using the poinsettia petals, cut one of your big poinsettias, or you can stamp your poinsettia and layer it up, whatever you want. We need some large image for the front of the card. And I am going to attach this smaller piece to the inside of the card right off the hop. And that way, hopefully I don't get ink all over it. And we're just going to center that up again. All right, now we're going to set that card base aside, and we are going to work and build our front on this layer. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this DSP down, but before I do that, I want to do my stamping. And I'll tell you why. If I mess up on my stamping and I have my DSP on there, I've wrecked it all. But if I stamp here and I mess up, I can do this. And if I mess up again, I can, you know what I mean? So I've got more options if I do my stamping first. And for this one, I have chosen Bloom and Grow, I believe. Yep, Bloom and Grow. I have not made these cards ahead of time, so we're kind of winging it. I should show you that stamp set. I don't know whether you have this one or not. It has some nice floral images, some greenery, and some fabulous greetings. I bought this one predominantly for the greetings. This one says, "You are simply wonderful. Forever starts today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and let's celebrate you." And these cards could be Christmas cards very, very easily. But today I'm trying to make them a little bit alternate with this DSP. And I am going to choose this great big greeting that says, "Let's celebrate you," but I want to bring this DSP in. See where I'm going here? I want to make sure that I'm off to the side and straight, and I have room for my DSP. All right, and I am going to use the Memento Black ink again. And we will stamp that probably a couple of times because I really want a nice crisp greeting. That's pretty good, but I think we should do it again. There we go. That looks good. Okay, I am going to put this stamp back in the package. And we will put this stamp apparatus aside. And let's get this card put together. As you can tell, neither of these cards has been difficult at all. Basically, the DSP is doing all the work for us. You see how pretty that gold foil is in there? Okay, I am going to find some skinny sticky strip, maybe even skinnier than that. Let me see. All right. I'm going to lay some sticky strip across the front of the card and wrap it around the back side. And then I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and we are going to grab my silicone mat so I don't glue it to the tabletop. And then we're going to straighten everything out here. And we're going to put a piece of this fabulous gold ribbon across the front and around the back side. How cool is that, eh? Didn't stick to the silicone mat. You gotta like that. If I had forgotten, we would have been glued down to the paper. And that's not uncommon. That happens quite often. All right, see why I chose black ink? Because I wanted this to pop off of the black card base. Now this could be used for a birthday, it could be used for an anniversary. It could be used for anything, but those are the two that came to mind when I saw that stamp. And I like that it's a big font, but yet it's a little on the fancy side. All right, now I am missing, there it is right in front of my eyeballs, my floral image. And I think I may cut it. Oh! Heavens, am I going to do that? Or am I going to let it hang down? I think I'm going to let it hang down. And I am going to grab a pencil and make a couple of little marks. I'm going to bring in my mini paper trimmer, and I am going to, where's my marks? There they are. Slice this off because we want it to be able to fit in our envelope. Alright, so this is going to go back over here. How did I have that? Like so. I didn't do that right. Okay, we can fix this. We have the mark is still there. I guess I had it marked right the first time. I just didn't cut it right. I went for an eye appointment on Thursday, and I have to get new glasses, and this time I have to get not transitions, but progressives. And I received the wonderful news that I have cataracts, and they want to keep a watch on that. Didn't thrill me too much, but you know, those things happen. Happened to my mom. She's had to have surgery. Apparently there's 4 stages to cataracts, and I'm between a stage 1 and a stage 2. So I am just going to fill the back of this with dimensionals. Whoa! Pardon me. All right, now we will pull off those paper backings. And lay that down like so. Now, this is the card that we are going to put some shimmer on. So the only thing you have to make sure that after you make your shimmer spray, make sure that you shake it well to get the iridescence that's in there, or the shimmer. And I'm going to take this off camera over my garbage can because I don't want to get my paper all wet. And I'm just going to give it 2 sprays. Can you see the shimmer? It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, another thing you can do as well, I'm not going to do it on this card. There's a little ball in these bottles. You can take this and you can put a paintbrush in here and pick up some of the shimmer, and then you can tap your bone folder on your paintbrush and you can do splatters. But I wanted just the subtle shimmer all over. I think that's just absolutely gorgeous. All right, there is card number 2, but I think we're going to add a little bit of bling to this one with these fabulous gold glitter dots. I think they are going to match perfectly. So think I'll go with smaller ones, and I'll put, that's the second smallest size. That's the smallest. And that's the smallest. I don't know if I like the placement of that one. Can I get it off? Nope, it's permanent. Okay. It is what it is, unless I can get it off with my pick tool. Haha. All right. Where do I want this? Yes. There. I like that better. So there you have it. Just to give it a little something something. And that one will coordinate. I'm just going to pull the pieces out for this next card. I grabbed the same paper and did the envelope, so that will match with that one. Okay, we're moving along. Let me clean up my space a bit again, and we will get started on our final card, which is going to be a gift card holder. And I got this in the mail. It's just a piece of garbage mail, and it's a piece of cardboard that they've printed with a credit card. It was obviously they're trying to get your business. Anyway, I just kept it because I thought it would be a good visual for when I do gift card holders. Okay, so card number 3. We need a card base that is Mossy Meadow, 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to score it at 5.5. Oops, I'm holding it wrong. 5.5 and 9. Okay. And then we need a card liner, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So that's going to, well, that didn't get cut properly. Where's my paper trimmer? It's not even close to being the right size. I must have been sleeping when I cut that one. Let's try that again. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, that is going to go in here like so. So we'll pop this right in. And then we're going to grab the bone folder and make sure that we have these folds burnished well. All right, so now we are going to grab some tear and tape, and we're going to apply the tear and tape on this end of this flap and on this end of the flap. And then we're just going to pull off the backings. Fold it over and burnish. So that is where your gift card is going to go. Okay? So, next up, find some space here. I'm closing myself in again. Next up, we have gold foil that is 3¼ by 4, and that's going to go on our card front here. Just center it up again. Next up, we have Designer Series paper, which is 3 by 3¾ and that's going to go on top of the foil. And once again, I'm going to caution you, be really careful when you're sticking down on foil that you don't get your adhesive all over the place. And remember, foil is slippery, so give it a minute to dry. All right, now we have 2 more pieces of DSP that are 2 by 4. One is going to go on your inside flap here, and one is going to go here. And because all our papers are double-sided, you can choose what you want. I want this one here. I'm going to open that card back up, and this not only shows on, oh, hang on a minute, I just had an idea. Wonder if I can do it. Sorry ladies. How about we take this ribbon, I'm just going to take a little piece of this tear and tape. I wish I hadn't put that adhesive on there. All right, let's take that little piece of ribbon. And I'm probably going to waste a lot of ribbon because I want to give myself enough. And I'm going to put that on there. Okay. Now we will finish putting our adhesive on here. And we're going to lay that down on this side. Not only is this going to show on the front of the card, but it is also going to be on the inside of your card. And here is what I thought would look cool. If I can get it tied. I told you I was going to waste a lot of ribbon, but it looks cool. It looks cool. All right. So you're with me so far? We have this. We're opening it up. Our gift card's in here. And we need DSP on the inside. And I think I'm going to trim this because it's not quite right. Bring in that little paper trimmer again, and we'll take off a little sliver. Still not quite right. There we go. That looks better. All right. And we're just going to attach this here. Like so. Okay. So far, so good. I'm liking it. Now, we are going to put this big, beautiful bloom on the front, just have to decide how we want it on there. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it this way. And you cannot go wrong with these designer series papers because every side of them is absolutely gorgeous. So I am just going to kill this thing with dimensionals. Thank you, Denise. I'm glad you like it. I get crafted and forget to look at my comment section. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I've turned it all around again. I think that is how I wanted to have it. Okay, how pretty is that? All right, so now we are down to our tag. So I just have a piece of scrap here, and I am going to use a greeting from Itty Bitty Christmas because we don't have a whole lot of room here. So we have to be careful. So I have chosen, here it is here, from Our House to Yours. Just a simple little greeting. And I'm just going to put it right there. And this time I think I'm going to switch to the Early Espresso ink and pull that color out of the designer series paper. And I don't like that. It's kind of globby. So we will clean that stamp and we will start again. Got a little heavy-handed, I think. Now I know that on here it looks like one side of it I'm just going to flip this over for now. I'm going to use a lighter touch. That's better. One side of these words, like if you can see here, one side of the letters have hollows in them, and I pushed too hard the first time. So I've chosen the 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and we are just going to center that up and give it a punch. And while I'm here, I am going to clean and put away this stamp. All right. Done with that. Now we need to choose a color to go behind this, and I'm wondering if I should do Early Espresso. What do you think, ladies? Do you think that's a good idea, or should I go with Mossy Meadow? Well, I have a piece of mossy here. Let's bring it in and see. Oh, that's going to be nice. I think I'm going to go with the Mossy Meadow. And this is 1 3/4 inch circle punch. All right. So this is my plan. Just layer those two together, and I'm going to pop it up on a dimensional, and we should be golden. If I can find my dimensionals, that is. All right. And I'm just going to pop that right on there. I've got so much stuff here that we can't even see. And I'm going to pull in these beautiful, beautiful gold glitter dots again. I think they just add a little bit of zazazoo. I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to, well, it stuck to my finger. That didn't work so well. Now I've got it stuck on my finger. Heavens. The struggle is real, ladies. I think it's because I've got Tombow on my finger. All right, let's get a new one. Okay. That worked better. And we will put one down here. I think I'm gonna do 5 on this card. There we have it. Okay, let's get all this out of the way. So there is our gift card holder. From our house to yours. You can see the dimension in this card. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I just played up the DSP and used gold foil with it, gold ribbon. That's our 3rd card. This is our 2nd card with all that gorgeous shimmer. I'm hoping the camera is picking that up. And, oops, once again, our envelope flap that's all prettied up. And our 1st card. And let me tell you, that ornate frame just absolutely was made for the front of this card. Okay, those are our cards for this morning. I hope you guys have enjoyed this class. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye for now.